Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AI Legends, and today I shall be uploading the next part of What if Naruto was the reincarnation of Ano's voldigoad. So guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys that I'm quite near to 4,000 subscribers. So if you guys are watching this video and you guys are not subscribed to my channel, then it would be a great favor to me if you guys do so because it is free. So without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off at the Zabuza arc where I introduces the brother of Haku as all of them fought against Team Kakashi and Kushina, but thanks to all this disturbance like Sakura and all, they were not able to keep up with their job, so Minato had to send Naruto there because he wanted to help his family. So Naruto was able to take care of all the mob of Gato and Zabuza as well as Haku. So things plays out the same. And if you guys had not seen the last part of the series, then you guys should check it out because it is fun. So without any further ado, let us start our video from here on as Naruto and all Team 7 finally arrives back as Sasuke as well as Menma and Mito were not happy. They wanted to learn that jutsu themselves, but Naruto just shrugged them all off. As even Kushina wanted to learn that jutsu, wanted to see what type of jutsu it actually was, but Naruto gave them no mind as he simply disappeared from all of their point of view as Naruto arrived back at village, making both Sasuke as well as Menma even more angrier as Naruto arrived back as he reported back everything to Minato, as Minato was a bit angry that Naruto left his family there so that they can walk back, and Naruto using some arrived before them, but he sighed and said, "Alright Naruto, I have a special mission for you," as he has a smirk on his face as Naruto noticed that, as well as Third Hokage who was there. As Minato said, "Well Naruto, it seems that there is some problem in a nation known as the demon country, as a demon that was seed long ago is trying to be revived, and the priestess of that country, or you can say the princess of that country, want our help, and we thought that you being a demon, you should help that out, right?" As he smirked at Naruto, as Naruto just simply smirked back and said, "Well, you're a demon, you say? Well, it's been a while since I have seen one. Maybe I should visit it." As he looked toward Third Hokage, as Third Hokage wanted to argue that they should send a team because it was clearly a to S rank mission, but he also knows the strength of Naruto, so he just simply smirked and told Naruto a good luck, which confuses Minato because he thought that Third Hokage would argue that Naruto should not go there alone, and he could tell Third Hokage that the council has already agreed with him, but it seems that Third Hokage did not even mind it, as well as Naruto accepted the mission, as Naruto said, "Well, now you're acting like a Hokage, Minato. I always wanted an S rank mission." As Minato said, "Well, it is not an S rank mission, it is a B rank mission," as Naruto started to laugh as he moved his hand so fast as Minato barely saw a paper that Naruto caught from his desk as he moved the paper towards Minato, as he said, "Well, this paper clearly says that it is an S rank mission, so don't lie to me, Minato." As Minato gritted his teeth, Third Hokage was there, so he cannot argue that it was clearly an S rank mission. As Naruto said, "Well, I'm not telling you that I'm not going on this mission. I will go in this S rank mission, but I will get paid for an S rank." As Minato said, "Alright, you will get paid, but before you have to finish this mission," confident that Naruto is going to die in this mission. As Naruto started to laugh and said, "Alright, see ya," as he simply vanished in the black flames. As Minato said, where did he learn that jutsu?" As he looked toward Third Hokage, thinking that Third Hokage was the one who taught him all this jutsu. After all, Third Hokage was the one who knows the most jutsu in the whole ninja world. But right now, he does not have any proof to it, and he cannot argue with Third Hokage and all. After all, after retiring from the Hokage position, Third Hokage take on the position of the Elder of Konoha, which angered both Koharu as well as, the other person? Koharu and Hamura, yeah. But Third Hokage has a great influence in the council as well. As Naruto took on the mission, and finally he vanished from Hidden Leaf Village before even Kushina or Menma or Mito even arrived, as Naruto started to travel towards the demon country, wanted to see this country for himself. Meanwhile, Kushina as well as Kakashi, Menma, Mito and Sasuke and all the team finally arrived as they reported everything as Menma said, "Dad, where is that demon? I want to learn that jutsu which he used." As Minato looked towards Menma and said, "What jutsu are you talking about?" As Kushina as well as Kakashi finally explained that Naruto used a strange type of jutsu which he opened a gate which arrived out of nowhere and then chains started to appear out of that door and all those people were dragged into the door and then that big gate finally shut and they could hear screams of people as Minato was quite shocked to hear all this information as he said, "Well, Naruto is on another mission." Yeah, as Menma said, "What? He got a new mission? What mission is it?" As Minato gulped, knowing that how stubborn his son actually is. As he said, "Well, it is a dangerous mission, Menma." As Kakashi was also interested and said, "Well, what type of mission that would be, Sensei?" As Minato said, "Well, it is that mission." As Kakashi's eyes widened as he said, "What? You sent him on that one?" As he already knows about the mission, the S-rank mission, new SS rank mission that arrived regarding the demon as well as his army of the puppets, or you can say the mountain people. As Minato nodded and said, "Well, I've heard about his reports and all that. He's really powerful and I think that he could handle it." As Kakashi said, What are you talking about, Sensei? That is an SS rank mission. Even I cannot complete it." As Menma and Mito and even Sasuke heard it as Menma said, "What? You sent him on an S-rank mission? No, I'm stronger than him. I should be the one going there." As Minato looked towards Menma and said, "Menma, calm down. It is a dangerous mission and I think that Naruto will be best suited for it. After all, he's a demon." As Menma gritted his teeth knowing that this mission, though Naruto was a demon, but still, he wanted to go on this mission to prove that he was stronger and Naruto going on S-rank mission, it will improve his reputation if he arrives back alive. As Kushina was a bit concerned but not that much because she's far from true, or you can say good. As Sasuke did not care because even he knows it, that S-rank mission he's going to die. No Sharingan is going to save him. As for Naruto, he's finally traveled from the Hidden Leaf Village to the Demon Country. As Naruto arrived in the Demon Country, as he saw that all the people that were there, they were being scared, as you could sense scare from all of them. As he started to walk in the village, as he saw there were not shinobis but gods, normal gods, as all of them had low chakra. As he finally escorted to the castle, as gods finally stopped him, as Naruto told them that how he was a shinobi from the Hidden Leaf Village, as he has arrived here on the request of the priestess or the princess of this area. As the gods were quite happy as all of them escorted Naruto to there. As Naruto arrived into the big castle, as he saw a priestess that was there, as Naruto was walking calmly, as priestess looked towards Naruto, as Naruto could sense strange emotions coming from the girl, as she was nervous and all those type of scared at the same time, but her face shows no emotions, as when it was none other than Shion. As Shion looked towards Naruto, as she blushed, but she keeps her face straight as she looked towards Naruto, as suddenly something strange happened as her eyes started to glow, as she saw a strange power, overwhelming power coming from Naruto radiating, as it was strange power. She has never seen such a chakra like this, but unknown to her, it was the demonic power of Naruto, which she could see thanks to her dojutsu, the legendary dojutsu, which could see in the future as well as in past. As she said, "Well, you're a kid, why did Konoha send you? I have clearly requested for a double S rank mission." As Naruto said, "Well, don't worry, I'm strong enough. I'm the strongest in Konoha, even stronger than Hokage." Which really surprises all of the people there because Naruto was just 12 years old. As Naruto said, "Well, what is the mission?" Explained everything, as Shion nodded and then started to explain things as well as her guards that how they were being attacked and all the demon, the legendary demon Moro. As Naruto finally smirked and said, "Well, I want to see this demon, if this so-called demon is actually a demon or something like the tail beast, because if it is, then I will be disappointed," as he thought in his mind, as he finally nodded and said, "Alright, we should leave to the position where you will seal away this demon permanently, right? As Shion nodded, as Naruto said, alright, I will escort you there. As she finally nodded, and then some of the people, as well as Naruto and Shion, finally started to travel. As Naruto sensed, some of the shinobis are great chakra, the demonic chakra itself. As Naruto finally smirked and said, well, this is interesting. This chakra is definitely that of a nature of demonic. But let's see that what will happen. As suddenly Naruto sensed several kunais and shurikens that were coming towards him. As Naruto just simply blinked, and all the kunais and shurikens that were coming towards them shattered into pieces, along with the the ceiling tags and all. As Naruto looked back only to see that some of the guards that were there were on the ground. As Naruto looked upward to see 4 people landing, as these were the people. If you have seen the movie of Shion, you guys will know it, as they can control nature as well as they have great chakra. As Naruto said, well, so you guys are the one who are trying to stop us. As one of them started to speak up, so you're the little brat we were worrying for nothing. Alright, you little brat, give us the praises and we might let you live. As Naruto started to laugh and said, alright, if you're so confident in your strength, so just touch the princess and then I will not stop you. As one of them started to laugh, as he said, the big one, as he started to laugh and said, alright, you asked for it. As he started to rush towards Naruto, or you can say Shion, who was quite scared. As Naruto said, alright, as he put his hand towards that guy who started to think that he's just doing nonsense, as he's just a weakling. As Naruto, suddenly a circle arrived in the finger of Naruto, and then the blast arrived, or you can say the sun itself. It was a small sun which arrived from the blast, shocking all 4 people as well as Shion and the guards who were trying to protect Shion. As the star, or you can say the small sun, started to head towards 4 of them, as one of them said, leave now. As all of them tried to rush back, trying to dodge the attack, but the heat that was being radiating from the attack was so much as the star exploded on impact, as there was a big crater, as all 4 of them were sent flying, as all of them had burns on all of their body, as they were injured quite badly. And the chakra that was given to them thanks to that madman, as all the chakra radiated from their body, exploding into the air. As Naruto said, well, that was disgusting, if I must say, pathetic. As all of them were on the brink of death, as Naruto moved towards the one, the main guy who had all that chakra, as he gave that chakra to his siblings and all friends. As he started to read his mind, the guy who was trying to unleash that demon Moro. As Naruto said, well, it is getting interesting. Let's see how will this actually work out. As he looked towards Shion, as he said, well, if you guys come with us, then it will be a trouble, because you guys are weakling. As one of them speak up, no, we can help, we will protect our princess. As Naruto said, as I said, you guys are only a burden. If you guys come with us, all of you will die. As you have seen, I can protect your princess and it is a mission of mine. As they were about to argue, but Shion finally nodded and said, well, he's right, he's a shinobi and clearly strong enough to defeat all those people who were able to kill all of these people who died here so easily. So he's clearly strong enough to protect me. As some of them wanted to argue, but they cannot argue that they were actually weakling, and that guy, Naruto, whatever his name was, so strong. So they finally nodded at that, and then Naruto started to travel with Shion. As Shion started to explain her life, that how people actually feared him thanks to some precision from Naruto. As Naruto started to laugh and explain that how his life is not much different, as his parents and siblings actually hate him, calling him a demon. As Naruto explained that how he's a Jinchuriki. As Shion was quite shocked to hear this, as Naruto said, well, so do you fear me now? As Shion said, no, I've known a demon and the demonic nature, and I can tell you that you're not demon. As Naruto started to laugh at that statement, as Shion was confused, as Naruto said, well, you're wrong on that. As Naruto looked towards Shion, as his eyes started to glow, as the demonic eyes could be seen in Naruto's eye, as Shion started to back off and said, are you one of them? Are you trying to kidnap me? As Naruto started to laugh and said, no, you have misunderstood me, Shion. I'm not one of them, but I am a demon. You're right on that. As Shion was quite scared, as Naruto said, well, allow me to show you. as Naruto looked into the eyes of Shion as Shion Dojutsu finally activated as Naruto said, well, I was quite interested and in that Dojutsu of yours. Let's see if this works. As Naruto's eyes finally glows as Shion started to see the previous life of Naruto, the Anos voldigoad, the legendary power of the Demon King, how he brought about the peace between the worlds of human as well as the demi-humans, spirits and even demons. As she was quite shocked that this guy is the reincarnation of such a guy, as she finally understood. And then there you can say the travel finally begins. Now let us have a small time skip. In this time, that mad guy was trying to send some of the people, but they were no match as he was finally completing his ritual. As Naruto as well as Shion finally entered into the area as Shion said, alright, I will seal him now. As Naruto nodded as she performed her ritual of sealing, but unfortunately we know that that was just a trap because that loosens the seal. As the mad guy finally arrived and said, well, I was waiting for you, princess. Now it is time for the demon Moro to finally be unleashed. As the demonic power started to unleash from the seal as it entered into the body of that guy, and he finally got incarnated. As Shion was shocked as she started to cry, thinking that she has doomed us all. But then suddenly it clicked in her mind that that guy Naruto Uzumaki is the demon king and he is far stronger than this guy. As before the demon could actually attack Shion, Naruto arrived in front of him as he caught Shion and then finally vanished from that area. As Naruto said, well Shion, don't worry, it would be alright. As he saw that how that person was staring at him, as Naruto said, alright, so you're the one, the demon Moro, right? As Moro started to speak in the body of that guy and said, who are you? I can sense the demonic power from you, but it is different from mine, but definitely demonic. As Naruto started to laugh and said, alright, finally a true demon. I was starting to get bored. I wanted to see the true power of the demons of this world, but it seems that I have never encountered a demon in this world. You're the first one. So, show me your power because I'm itching for a challenge. As the Moro finally started to speak, who are you? Tell me. As Naruto started to explain and said, well, I'm a demon king of tyranny from a different world, different from yours. Because this world is so weak and pathetic. I was started to get bored. Now, show me your strength. As Moro said, so you're a demon king from a different world. Huh, I thought so. Alright, I'm a demon from this world, a legendary demon. And this is my power. As suddenly all ground started to shake as the dragons of black aura started to appear. And then the army of the, you know, the stone guys, all those people. If you guys have seen the movie, all those started to appear from the ground as they started to rush towards Naruto. Naruto said, huh, boring. As he snapped his finger as all the body of the soldiers, the dead soldiers shattered into pieces. As Naruto said, huh, this power is nothing. Show me something better. As Moro started to grit his teeth and said, huh, it will be fun. As the black aura, the black dragons that were behind the demon Moro started to rush towards Naruto. Naruto said, huh, well, let's see, it would be fun. As Naruto started to fly, dodging all the dragons, as he started to move towards Moro, as he started to send some different black aura towards Naruto. As Naruto started to dodge all these attacks as he rushes towards Moro, as Moro was able to dodge in time as Naruto punches the ground, shattering it into pieces. As Moro was shocked because of the sheer strength as all the cave in which they were there started to shatter. As Naruto looked towards Shion as his eyes glowed, as Shion simply vanished from that area as Naruto sent her into a pocket dimension, if you want to call it that. As Naruto looked towards the Moro, as Naruto said, well, I have an offer for you since you're a demon and all, and I'm a demon king, so why not work for me? Because I want to test this world if it is really worthy of living. As Moro started to laugh and said, well, I do not care if you're a demon king or anything. I'm a demon and I will destroy the world and I shall not be treated as a slave of anyone. As Naruto said, well, I did give you an offer, but it seems that you does not want it, so be it. As Naruto snapped his finger as then suddenly clouds started to gather into the sky as Moro looked upward and said, what is going on? And then suddenly the purple lightning started to strike into the clouds, and then the whole area was engulfed in lightning as the purple lightning make a dragon as it started to eat away all the black dragons that were behind Moro as Moro looked up in fear as a big dragon. The dragon that of the size of a Shenron, you know, the Dragon Ball Shenron, was there as Naruto was standing on his head as Naruto looked down upon Moro as Naruto said, well, I did give you a choice, but it is time for you to die now, as Naruto just signaled the dragon before Moro could say anything as the dragon started to rush towards Moro as he tried to use his power as he gathered all of his dark chakra, dark power into his hands as he made a black beam, the dark beam of light, dark beam of dark chakra as it started to rush towards the dragon as dragon opened his mouth as he ate away all this as Moro thought that his negative energy will corrupt the dragon as he will be able to control it, but unfortunately Naruto's magic was far superior to anything chakra could ever be as it started to, you can say, disband all this chakra as it rushed towards the Moro as Moro started to scream in pain as the dragon started to eat him away as he was, as you can see, in the middle of the body of the dragon. Moro was floating as the lightning was striking his body, destroying the body in which he was residing as well as completely eradicating as the black chakra started to flow into the area as Naruto said, no, you don't, as Naruto snapped his fingers as the aura started to appear in mid-air, gathering all the black aura in a, you can say, circle. And then Naruto snapped his finger as Shion finally arrived back as she looked around and said, where is that Moro guy? As Naruto said, well, he's here, as she was shocked the destroyed body of the person in which Moro was residing as she looked at all the dark power that was in a circle was gathering as it was taking a shape of a demon. As Naruto said, well, I have released all the dark chakra that was residing in the body of that guy because this so-called demon is just negative chakra. It seems that this demon is born from the negative, you can say, negative deeds of the mankind, the dark chakra, the hate, regret, all those type of emotions made give birth to this negative chakra and all, making him a demon. As Shion finally nodded at that, after all, it was a legend that this demon came from the bad deeds of the mankind itself. As Naruto said, well, if it is only the dark chakra, the negative chakra, if I must say, then I can just simply purify it and end it. As Moro started to laugh and said, no, you cannot do it. I'm a demon. I'm the chakra itself. No one can kill me. As Naruto said, yeah, whatever. As he snapped his finger and then suddenly the circle started to glow in white energy. As Moro said, you cannot do anything to me. As he started to laugh, but then suddenly his laughter stopped as he said, no, what? How is this even possible? No, I cannot die. I'm an immortal. But his body started to change. After all, it was just chakra as it started to turn into white as he started to scream, and then suddenly it dissipated into nothingness as Shion was utterly shocked because the legendary demon, the burden his family has to carry to seal it away, was finally lifted from her shoulders as Naruto came down as the circle started to get lower, you can say small in size, as it was in the hand of Naruto. Naruto just grabbed it so hard as it shattered into pieces as the white chakra started to flow into the air and then mix with the atmosphere. As Naruto looked to Shion and said, well, now you're free. As Shion's eyes were tearing up as she started to rush towards Naruto as she gave him a big hug. As Naruto said, well, calm down now. As Shion said, but how did you know it was a burden? As Naruto started to laugh and said, well, it was quite clear your family was in great pressure. I can tell it just by looking at you. I can also sense your emotions, if you must. As Shion blushed a little, as Naruto said, well, it seems that the mission is complete and I should carry you back at your home. As Shion nodded, as Naruto easily teleported Shion back to the area, and then he was about to leave, but people wanted him to stay there for some time. As Naruto finally agreed with that, as Naruto started to live in the castle for some days. As in this time, Shion had emotions for Naruto, so she finally confesses her feelings to Naruto. Naruto being the demon king and all, if we know from the original canon, he does not actually care, but still, he finally accepted her because, if I can tell, he does not only show, but he does care, as he finally nodded at that and he accepted Shion. Now it is time for Naruto to leave, as Naruto told Shion that if she wants, she can come, as Naruto told him that how the Chunin exams are coming. In this time, many nobilities, all those people will come, and she can also come to see the Chunin exams. It is most likely that he will be participating in the Chunin exams. As Shion nodded at that, as Naruto simply vanished, giving her a kiss on the cheek, and then simply teleporting from that area to the Hidden Leaf Village. As Naruto arrived back at the Hidden Leaf Village, in this time, as Naruto arrived into the Hokage office, as the secretary glared at Naruto, as Naruto told her that he is here to give the report to Hokage, as she told him that how Hokage was in the council meeting, as he has to wait, as Naruto nodded, as he simply vanished from that area. And then, in this time, Minato was in the council meeting, as Naruto simply opened the door, as Minato looked towards him and said, "You, Naruto, what are you doing here?" As Naruto said, "Well, nothing much. I was just here to give you the report and all. It seems that you're in the meeting." As one of the council members stood up and said, "What? How you even back? That was an S-rank mission. Did you complete it? How?" As Naruto said, "Well, I did complete it, and by seeing the looks on your faces, I can tell that the report was already delivered to you, right?" As Danzo nodded and said, "Well, my root ambush explained everything to me." "How did you even complete the mission? It was an S-rank mission." As Naruto said, wait, calm down guys. "Well, if you really want to know, then just put me in the Chunin exams and you guys will find out how strong I actually am. Because explaining it would be a trouble." As before anyone could say anything, third Hokage spoke up and said, "Well guys, I agree with that. It would be a lot of trouble. It would only be easy to show the power of Naruto in the Chunin exams, and it will help us to improve our image in 5 great nations." As the civilians were against it because they wanted to see the power, to see how strong Demon actually is and just kill him off. But on the other hand, Shinobi Council could see the benefits in it because their reputation in 5 great nations will improve greatly thanks to this. So they finally agree with that to put Naruto in the Chunin exams. As Naruto looked toward third Hokage, who nodded at that. As Naruto nodded back, and then finally he left off. Now let us start the Chunin exams because it is getting quite boring, as I have already covered 27 minutes. So let us enter into the Chunin exams. As things started to play out like this. As for Sasuke and Rock Lee, things goes the same. Naruto just minding his own business. As for Manma and Mito, they are doing their thing, bad-mouthing Naruto that how he's weak and they are so strong. They are the son of Hokage, they have the power of the Nine Tails, and all those type of things. But Naruto just ignoring all of them, which angered Manma as well as Mito greatly. As the first part of the Chunin exams was completed quite easily, to be honest, because Naruto could easily do anything. So he just snapped his finger as all the answers were printed in the answer sheet. Now for the next day, Anko finally arrived as she explained that how they will have a break for tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the test for them all, the forest of death. As they nodded, as Naruto finally went back to his home, as he was heading towards his home, then he suddenly sensed a chakra signature, quite familiar. As he smiled at that, as he vanished from the area, as he arrived to see it was none other than Shion, as she has just entered into the village. As Shion looked towards Naruto, as she started to run towards him and give him a huge hug. As Naruto hugged her back and said, "Well Shion, it seems that you're here after all." As Shion nodded and said, "Well, I wanted to see the Konoha for myself, so I decided to arrive here quickly." As Naruto smiled and said, "Well, it would be an honor for me to show you here." "Well, there is not much to be honest, but still, it would be fun, I suppose." As Shion nodded at that. While on the other hand, Manma as well as Mito and Sasuke were passing by as they were heading towards Hokage office, wanted to learn some things, wanted to force Hokage to show them some jutsu, something like that. As they saw the beautiful girl as well as Naruto that were walking towards the Hokage office. As Manma looked towards Shion as he had a blush on his face as he said, "Well, who's that girl?" As well as Sasuke was quite surprised to see such a beauty, as he said, what she's doing with that demon? As Menma said, she must have not known that he's a demon and all. As Mito said, yeah, we should tell her that demon is dangerous. As Menma as well as Sasuke and Mito started to follow them, as they were quite near the Hokage office, so they finally entered into the Hokage office. As Shion explained that how she is the priestess as well as the princess of the area, the demon land, and she is here for the Chunin exams. As Minato nodded because it will give them the money after all. Then he noticed Naruto as he glared at Naruto and said, so what are you doing with him? As he smiled at Shion, and if you want, I can give you some protection from Konoha. After all, you're the princess of the land of demon. As Shion hugged Naruto and said, well, he's my boyfriend, so it would be much easier for him to guard me, Lord Hokage. As Minato was quite surprised to hear all of this. As then suddenly the door of the Hokage office was shut open as Menma, Mito as well as Sasuke finally walked in. As Menma looked towards Naruto and Shion, both of them, as Shion was, you can say, grabbing the hand of Naruto, as Menma said, hey demon, get off her. As Naruto said, as he just simply looked towards him. As Menma said, what, did you not hear me? Leave her alone. As Sasuke said, yeah, you're a demon, why are you with her? As Menma looked towards Minato as he said, dad, did you not tell her? He's a demon and she should leave him alone, right? As Minato was now sweating hard because he knows the reputation of the land of demon has improved greatly in this time, as well as they have to make trades, and if this girl is the princess as well as with his son Naruto, it would prove great difficulties. As he said, Menma, shut up already. As Menma was utterly shocked, it was the first time his father has ever talked back to him or taunt him. As Menma said, but dad, he's a demon, you know. As Shion was quite angry to hear all of this, as she started to walk up to Menma as she slapped him on his face. As Menma was utterly shocked as well as Hokage, as she said, well, he's my boyfriend and next time you try to insult him, you will regret it greatly. As he looked towards Hokage and said, well, he's my boyfriend, that is the only reason I'm making that trades with Konoha, but if this keeps on and your son trying to insult my boyfriend, then you can call the deal off. As Minato was sweating and said, well, don't worry, it is just that Naruto is my son and these two are brothers and you know brothers and all. Now as Shion said, well, if he is his brother, the oldest one, then he should show him some respect and you should try to teach him some manners, Hokage. As Hokage nodded at that, as Naruto started to walk with Shion, as Menma glared at Naruto, Naruto just had a bored expression on his face, did not even give him a glance, and finally went off as Menma gritted his teeth as he looked towards Minato, as Minato sighed and said, Menma, listen. As Menma was in pure anger, as Minato explained that how the Konoha as well as the land of demons are making a trade with each other and it will be beneficial for Konoha. After all, there are things only present in land of demon and they cannot make a war against the land of demon because it is so far away and the several nations comes in between them, and if they even try to transpass all the area to went to land of demon, then it would be a war, fourth great ninja war, and they just want things from the land of demon, and it would be best that they leave Shion alone. As Menma was angry, but he finally nodded and went off. As Minato sighs, knowing that the things are getting complicated every day. As for Naruto and Shion, they were dating in this time. As for Menma, he was trying to spy on both of them, but Naruto just simply vanished from the area, which greatly angered Menma as well as Sasuke, who was following Menma. One was quite interested in Shion as well. As for Naruto and Shion, they just completed their date and they finally went off. As Naruto showed Shion his castle and all, as Shion was utterly shocked. The small house from outside and from inside, it was a great castle, which greatly impresses Shion. As Naruto showed Shion his room, and then they finally sleep. Not doing much, you know, but still, just sleeping. Just telling you guys, because there are several poets, and it would be quite easy for me to tell you that. So, let us skip to the forest of death, as Naruto got the heavens scroll and said, well, I only got the heavens. Alright, I have to get the art scroll. As he started to scan the area and said, well, these guys are weaklings. I don't want to waste my time with them. As he simply vanished as he moved so fast as he took several scrolls such as the heaven, the earth, as the people didn't even knew as Naruto moved so fast and got this scroll. They did not even notice that their scroll was missing. As Naruto, for you can say in 2 seconds, he was at the main building, shocking even the proctor, who did not arrive here, but they were watching in the cameras. They were just sitting down, and then they saw Naruto arrive out of nowhere, as they were utterly shocked. As Anko said, what? How did he arrive here? The magic just started. As the proctor as well as Shinobi that were there were quite shocked as Naruto opened the scrolls, as he got the 5 sets of the scrolls, as several Chunins finally popped out. Even Kakashi popped out as he said, well, as well as Kushina, as she said, what? We have already been summoned? As Kakashi said, well, it seems that someone has completed so early. As well as Asuma, Kuronai, as well as Guy, as they saw Naruto that was standing there, as he said, yo. As Kushina said, what? What are you doing here? And what? As she looked around only to see that she was in the main building, as she said, how did you arrive here so quickly? As Naruto said, well, I moved so fast. Maybe. As Kushina was quite angry that Naruto has completed so early. As then Kakashi said, well, Naruto, congrats, you have completed the 2nd round. As Naruto said, well, that was quite boring, to be honest. As Kakashi started to laugh nervously and said, well, it would be boring if you completed in 2 seconds a teleport. As Naruto said, well, who told you that? I teleported. I just moved so fast. As Kakashi's eyes widened, or the one eye of his widened, as he finally came back to normal and said, alright Naruto, you have to stay here for some time. And then until all the teams arrive. As Naruto nodded at that, and things started to play out the same because Naruto will not help Sasuke or meet with Orochimaru. So that is that. Now the preliminaries exams finally begins. In this time Sasuke also got the curse mark because even though Orochimaru could get any Uchiha, he wanted the brother of Itachi, the strongest Uchiha, the son of Fugaku, the leader of Uchiha, thinking that Sasuke will have greater potential than any Uchiha to awake the Mangekyo Sharingan, so he wanted the body of Sasuke. So he finally gave him a curse mark. So that is that. Now let us begin the preliminaries exam. As things started to play out the same, as Menma fought some foreign shinobi, as for Mito she also fought some sound Ganins. As for Kiba, I did not want to put him in the fight against Naruto because Kiba is so weak. Only 2% are actually a challenge, not even a challenge, but stronger than other Ganins that were none other than Gaara or the Sand and Rock Lee. I thought it for some time because I wanted Gaara in the finals, so I have put Naruto against, or you can say Kiba against Gaara. So Gaara was about to kill Kiba, so he finally started to scream, I give up, I give up. So that is that. As for Naruto, he's going up against Rock Lee, as Rock Lee gave him a thumbs up and said, alright Naruto, let us show the people the flame of youth. As Naruto had a sweat drop on his back as he said, alright, that is strange. As Rock Lee started to rush towards Naruto, as Proctor said, began, as Rock Lee started to move towards Naruto in impressive speed, as all the Jonins were impressed with that, as he was trying to deliver a punch, but Naruto easily dodged his attack as he started to move so fast, as Rock Lee was trying to deliver punches, kicks, but he was not able to touch Naruto. As then Gai Sensei finally speak up, Lee, remove your weights. As Lee said, yes Gai Sensei, as he moved into the tower and then removed his weights, as Naruto was seriously impressed with this guy. It was the first person in the whole shinobi world who actually impressed him, as he started to move with great speed, as Naruto was really impressed. After all, he could see that this guy cannot actually use much of the chakra, but still, he was so impressive. As Rock Lee started to move towards Naruto, trying to deliver a punch. Purposely, Naruto took the punch, as Naruto was slammed into the wall, as Menma as well as Mito started to cheer and said, yeah, kill that demon right now, Lee. As Lee was confused that it was the son of Hokage, and the other sons as well as the daughter of Hokage was telling him to kill the demon, as Naruto finally stood up and said, well, Lee, that was quite impressive, but you have to do better than that. As Lee's eyes widened, as well as everyone, as Naruto did not have a scratch on his face, as Naruto simply vanished from all of their eyes, shocking all of the people as Naruto arrived at back of the Lee, as Lee's eyes widened, as Naruto said, well, you have to do better than that, Lee. As Lee quickly moved around, trying to kick Naruto, but Naruto simply ducked as he punches Lee, uppercutting Lee so hard as he was slammed into the roof, as he started to move down at the rapid speed, as everyone was shocked as Lee finally stood up, as Naruto thought that this battle was over, as Lee finally stood up as he said, no, I'm not done, as Naruto looked back to see Lee as he said, so, what are you going to do about it, Lee? You're not strong enough for me, not right now, as Lee said, no, I can still do it, as he finally started to open the first gate, as Naruto's eyes widened, as how much stronger Lee started to get first gate, second gate, third gate, fourth gate, the fifth gate. As Lee has opened the fifth gate, Naruto was seriously impressed with this guy. This guy has serious talent as well as the determination to get stronger. He could see that this guy could not use the ninjutsu, the genjutsu, anything like that, but he could use the 8 inner gates, which was quite a tricky technique to be honest. As Naruto said, alright, this would be interesting as Lee moved so fast. As Naruto's eyes widened, he was not expecting this speed, even though he could react easily as well as could see it. But it was impressive to him as Naruto simply dodges the attack, but the shockwaves pushed him a little as Naruto said, smirked and said, well, this is interesting, as Lee started to move towards Naruto trying to deliver the punch as Naruto just simply stood there as Rock Lee delivered all of his attacks, the punches, kicks, all those started to slam Naruto into the ground as all the people were cheering for Rock Lee like Hinata and all. Yeah, kill the demon, yeah, kill him now, as Hokage was smirking, thinking that Naruto is finally done for, as he was thinking that Naruto has completed an astronomic mission, though he started to think that it was just a fluke or anything, that mission was just easy, and people thought that it was an astronomic mission, as Rock Lee finally slammed Naruto into the ground as Naruto was on the ground, as Guy gave a thumbs up to Lee as Lee was panting hard, as for Menma and Mito, they were cheering that demon was finally down, but to all of them surprise, Naruto finally stood up as they could hear a laughter as Naruto was on the ground, as he started to laugh as he finally started to stood up, as he said, well, that was really fun, as he looked towards Lee as everyone was utterly shocked as Lee has delivered several punches. When Lee missed a punch as he hit the ground or the wall, it shattered the stones into pieces as they could see the force behind the punches as well as the attacks of Lee, but Naruto did not have even a scratch on his body, not even his clothes were harmed, as everyone was utterly shocked as Naruto said, well Lee, that was interesting, but it is time for me to end this, as Lee was about to attack Naruto, but Naruto simply vanished from everyone's side as Naruto had a finger on the head of Lee. Then he smiled and then simply flicked his finger as Lee was sent to the wall with such force that it shattered the wall as Lee was slammed into the trees that were nearby to the, the main tower, the Chunin exams tower, as everyone was utterly shocked. The wall was broken as well as several trees as Naruto said, oh sorry, it seems that I put too much force behind my attack. As he smirked, as Guy started to rush towards Lee, as Lee was unconscious, as Proctor said, the winner is Naruto Uzumaki, as everyone was booing Naruto but scared at the same time, thinking that how strong this guy actually is, as Naruto started to walk towards Guy and said, well, I apologize for attacking your pupil so hard, as Guy looked towards Naruto, as Naruto was surprised that Guy did not have any hatred in his eyes, as Naruto said, well, if you want me, I can heal your student, as Lee was unconscious, as Guy said, wait, you can do that, as Naruto said, yeah, it would be easy enough, as Naruto said, alright, move it, as Guy moved around, as people were watching that Lee was brought back, and he was about to be took to the hospital, but Naruto said, just move it, as he simply started to speak some words, and then the glow from his hand and then a magic circle appeared all over Lee, and then Lee snapped his eyes open as all of his injuries were healed up, shocking all the people that were there. Even Tsunade, who has arrived, she has never seen such a jutsu to heal other people, as she was utterly shocked how easily Naruto had healed that guy. She was a healing expert. She could tell just by looking towards Lee that he had several broken bones as well as the broken ribs. But Lee stood up like it was nothing as he was confused. As Guy Sensei said, "Lee, you have performed wonderfully. You have the flame of youth." As Lee said, "Yeah, Guy Sensei." As Naruto said, "Well, that was truly a great fight. I really enjoyed it. Even though I was holding back a lot, but still, you have talent. And it is really impressive." As Lee gave Naruto a thumbs up. "Yeah, Naruto, you're also impressive. You're my eternal rival from here on." As everyone had a sweat drop, as Naruto started to laugh nervously and said, "Well, whatever it is, you're on it." As Lee finally nodded, and then all of them apart ways. As Hokage announces that the finals of the Chunin exams will be held from 1 month from here on. So all of them went off to train. As for Jiraiya, he went towards Menma and Mito and said, "Alright, in this 1 month, I shall teach both of you the Sage Mode as well as we will learn how to control the power of the 9 tails." As they nodded at that, as Menma said, "Just you wait, you demon, I will beat you and prove to Shion that I'm better than you." Yeah. As for Sasuke, he went off with Kakashi and Itachi to train off. As for Naruto, he's going on dates for now with Shion because he does not actually need training whatsoever. Okay guys, here I will left this part. In the next part, I shall cover the Chunin exams. And guys, just tell me in the comments. I have several ideas about the next part. The first is Naruto take over the world. Or the story will progress just the same. Naruto is just staying there. Third is Naruto goes to the demon country and start his own village because I don't want to do that one. The fourth one is Naruto just simply destroy all the chakra in the world and only the few selective ones will inherit the chakra, and the world goes with the concept of the champions who will born with chakra or the power, as they will protect the people from the otherworld invasions like Otsutsuki and all. And these are the 4 or 5 ideas. And it is up to you guys. Just tell me in comment section and I will just count the comments and then I will make the next part as soon as possible. So it will be, let's see, 70 comments as well as 120 likes. Just make these and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. So okay guys, peace and subscribe because I'm quite near to 4,000 subscribers. If you guys subscribe, it will help me a lot. So guys, peace.